Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we're going to be trying a puzzle by the great maths professor Dorlir today. This one is called Perfect Triple. It has a rule set I have never seen before, and it is, as you can see, a 6x6 Sudoku grid, 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, an enormous approval rating on Logic Masters Germany. And several people have recommended this, saying it is an absolutely gorgeous idea. So this I'm very much looking forward to having a go at. I will have to apologise for my appearance this afternoon. I played golf earlier, and it's something like Hurricane Bert or something, or Storm Bert is currently afflicting these isles. And let me tell you, Hurricane Bert, or whatever it's called, it is very windy outside. It really was very, very windy. And playing golf in this weather, it was it was trying for me, and it was definitely trying for my hair. So anyway, if I look a little bit dishevelled, a little more dishevelled than usual, then that is the reason why. Anyway, what do I want to tell you before I read you the rules to the puzzle? A couple of things to mention. Let's start by saying that if you haven't tried James Sinclair's puzzle, Fog of War, you must have a go at this. It's only 1 star out of 5 for difficulty, and I just thought before I turned on the webcam I would see where the solve counter had got to, and it's up to 16,500 in just 5 days. It's just incredible. So this, many of you will know what Fog of War Sudoku is. This is a new iteration, a new sort of mechanic in Fog of War Sudoku, where say you've got that digit figured out and you put it into the grid, it might not clear any fog at all, or it might clear fog from over there or over there. You just don't know. And it's a really weird and wonderful sort of new way that Fog of War Sudoku works, and you must have a go. It's such great fun. So that was the first thing I wanted to say. I've got a few birthdays to do. Oh, now tomorrow on the channel, in tomorrow night's video, we're going to announce the winner of the Patreon competition for November, which has a slightly different prize this month. We're going to be inviting the winner to make a Sudoku video with me. You may not want to. You don't have to. Absolutely, of course you don't have to. But and if you don't want to, then you can have gaming keys instead. But if you do want to, then that is something we're going to attempt to master the technology that allows us to make a video together. You can choose how hard you want the puzzle to be. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun. So it's it might be interesting. And as I say, so tomorrow's video should reveal the winner of that one once we draw it out of the hat. Now, what else? There was something else. Oh yes, we're streaming again on Tuesday night. So we're going to be continuing the Katadoku pillar, Meme Rista's incredible creation, made with I think 190 of his closest friends. Lots and lots of linked 6x6 puzzles. We had a blast doing it last week, so we're going to be trying again on Tuesday night, 10 p.m. UK time. Love to have your company for that. And what else? Birthdays. Let's do birthdays. Let me look at my list. We'll start over there in the United States with Vieira. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Vieira's turning 21 today, a big birthday indeed, and I hope it is a day filled with an enormous amounts of chocolate cake with with an incredible amount of icing. Let's just put it like that. Now, someone who's not having chocolate cake is Richard, over there in Ontario, whose birthday it is. Richard's had an odd year in which he lost his job. So I'm sorry to hear that, but he also threw a perfect game in 10-pin bowling. Now, that strikes me as an incredible achievement, isn't it? I mean, I have played a bit of 10-pin bowling in my life, and as a youth, I wasn't that bad at 10-pin bowling, but a perfect game. I mean, does that happen a lot? Is that sort of, only 5 people do that a year type thing? I don't know. But I'm incredibly impressed, Richard. And thank you for watching the channel. I hope you find work soon. And I'm not sure what you're having instead of chocolate cake, but I hope whatever it is suitably calorific. Next, over there in Australia, in Melbourne indeed, one of my favourite cities. I have relatives in Melbourne. Alan, it's your birthday. You've been watching since COVID, so thank you for doing that. And you claim you would like to speak to me at a dinner party. Well, that's incredibly kind. And you said that if we'd shouted out your birthday, you would even show your family the video, because apparently they haven't quite got into variant Sudoku yet. Well, we've done our part of the bargain, Alan. I wish you luck with them, and I hope you have a great birthday today. And then finally, last but certainly not least, Isabel. Isabel has turned 9 today. And I know this because your father, Matt, wrote to me, Isabel, and told me all about your Sudoku exploits. So I understand that you like the rat run puzzles of Marty Sears. Well, don't we all? You like fog of war puzzles, and you're remarkably good at black Kropke dots. Isabel, this is fantastic. I absolutely love hearing when young viewers really get into these puzzles. It is something that really, well, it warms the cockles of my heart, it does. And Isabel, I'm sure you'll be having a great birthday today, and thank you so much for watching the channel. And I look forward with interest to where your Sudoku exploits take you next. And they are all the birthdays. So let's have a look at the rules of Perfect Triple by Dorlir. They are as follows. Now this is one of these mean mini puzzles. So it says use exactly 6 digits from 1 to 9 to fill the grid, with each digit appearing once in every row, column and box. So we have to pick 6 of the digits from 1 to 9 to make the puzzle work, and then play Sudoku effectively with just those 6 digits. Now there's one more rule. So it's another short rule set today. A digit in a diamond is the square root of the sum of the digits along the arrow. So let's just try and think about this one then. So this is the square root of these digits. So if this was 5, the digits on the arrow would sum to 25. That's certainly possible, actually, isn't it? Because we could make those sum up to 24. Oh, yes, but okay, but we're going to have to bear in mind when we come up with possibilities for the arrows that we can't have too many digits in the puzzle itself. Oh, goodness, yeah, okay. Yes, so actually it wouldn't work with that arrow, but I was suddenly thinking, could you have a digit bigger than 6? Because my brain is basically used to seeing 6 by 6 puzzles and trying to put the digits 1 to 6 into them. But actually, certainly the arrow cells, maybe not that cell, could be higher. Higher than 6. Oh, this is mad. Oh dear. Okay, anyway, do have a go. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link under the video. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. So do we start with the long arrows or do we start with the short arrows? Short arrows might be... Actually, no. Short arrows are nearly restricted, aren't they? You could put 2 into the diamond. 2 squared is 4, and then you could put 1 3 on the arrow to make it work. But the highest square number you could put on an arrow would be 16, wouldn't it? 16, and then you square root that to get 4. So in fact that is 2, 3 or 4. And that must be 2, 3 or 4 as well. I don't like the look of that one. I'm going to look at this one next. So this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could have as much as 60 would be the maximum. So we could get to 60 by going 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that would be 30, and that would be another 30. So we can't make so this can't be 8 squared, because that would be 64. And I can't make those digits add up to 64. So that is a maximum of 7. and a minimum, if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, that would add up to 10, 20. So we can't have 4 here. 4 wouldn't work, because 4 squared is 16, and I can't keep the total of these squares down to 16. So this is relatively restricted. 5, 6, or 7. If it's 5, this is 25. If it's 6, it's 36. If it's 7, it's 49. And then this one, well, I'm not sure what the best... Maybe it's better to split this one up into a 2 by 2 there and then a 2 more digits there. The minimum sum of those would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. That's 10 again. Plus 1 plus 2 is 13. So this must be a bigger square than that. So this is at least a 4. I definitely can't keep these down to 9, which would put a 3 here. But I think I probably can keep them down to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1 and a 5 or something. Okay, so what's the maximum of this one? If this was 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 30, 40, 47. Well, 47 is slightly smaller than the square number 49. So this one is 4, 5, or 6. So I haven't actually limited any of these yet. Now this one... Okay, we're going to have to work this out, aren't we? What's the minimum sum? We could have a 1 here. Maybe it's something like 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Would that work? Which is... that is 9. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if there's a reason, a technical reason that doesn't work. Let me just think about that for a second. No, I don't think there is. We'd have to keep the 3 over here in order to allow this to be a 3 squared number. So 3 squared here is 9. I make these a 1, 2, 3 triple to give me 6. And I make those a 1, 2 pair to give me another 3. And then that would have to be a 4. And we would be weaving a tangled web here. But it almost looks like it works, doesn't it? You know, this being a 3, this being a 4, and all of these digits being selected from 1, 2, and 3. Well, I don't think I can rule that out. Or if there is a way of ruling it out, I'm not seeing it. So the minimum value of this is 3. And what's the maximum? I don't know. I don't know. All right, if they were 8, 9, and they were 7, 8, and 9, it's 24 and 17, which is 41. So again, this can't be 7, but it could possibly be 6. Oh, that's even worse. I've got 4 possibilities into that square. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. What on earth are you meant to do here? Have I not understood the rules? A digit in a diamond is the square root of the sum of the digits along the arrow. It's the square root of the... So all I've got to do is populate the arrows with... I've got to make sure the arrows add up to square numbers. And then put the square root in the diamond. No. Okay. I was just wondering, but it doesn't work. I was wondering whether there was a reason that you couldn't put the diamond digit on its own arrow, because that would have allowed me to do some Sudoku. If this green digit couldn't go on its own arrow, then it would be up there and then down there, and maybe we could do something with that. But actually, I don't think there's a problem with that, is there? Imagine that was 5. then this has to add up to 25, and if I did put a 5 up there, we'd have 5 digits to add up to 20. That's not terribly difficult, I don't think. Unless it's something to do with the population of digits. Like, I mean, if this was 3, I'd have to use 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the puzzle, which is 4 of the 6 digits I'm trying to identify. And then this would have to be another of those, because it couldn't be 1, 2, 3 or 4. So say that, oh no, but then... No. I know what this is. I've got it. Right, I've got it. Okay. This is the title. Okay, I now understand the title. Perfect triple. I didn't understand the title before my brain finally grokked what's going on. What this is Pythagorean triples, is what it is. Now, if you can't see why that is, I don't blame you, because for 16 minutes I've not been able to see what it is either. But I think this is to do with Pythagorean triples, because it does occur to me. Remember, every arrow here is a square number. And so I can see that we've got a Pythagorean triple between that, and that. I think. It's just set, isn't it? So we've got, I say just set. I mean, that's such a ludicrous thing for me to say. That is such a... I apologise at my utterly ludicrous pronouncement there, because I don't know how it would be it's a little while since I learnt set, but it's but before I'd learnt it, it would have seemed absolutely an extraordinary thing to think about in this puzzle. But I can see actually quite clearly now what I think is going on. What you've got here, let me just highlight 2 rows of the puzzle. Highlight these 2 columns of the puzzle. Now, we don't know what the set of digits is that makes up those 2 rows, those 2 green rows. But whatever the set of digits is, we've got 2 sets, haven't we? We've got one set here. Imagine it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then that set of digits in row 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This set of digits is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we've got 2 sets in green. And we must have 2 sets in orange as well, by Sudoku, that column and that column. So if I remove, let's say I remove that digit from the green set and I remove it from the orange set, what can we say about what remains? Well, we know that the collection of green digits, whatever it was the same as the collection of orange digits, whatever it was, before we did anything. So if I remove the same thing from both sets, what's left must be the same. I'll do the same with that one. What's left must be the same with that one, the same with that one. And then, and this is what made me think of it, I was trying to think about the arrows in the context of them adding up to a square number. And then you can see that you've got a square number here that is the sum of 2 other square numbers. It's Pythagoras. That's really cool. And what does that mean? Well, does it mean 3, 4, 5 triples? Do I know? Hang on. I might be about to make a really bad... I've done enough puzzles in my life to know 3, 4, 5 is definitely the lowest Pythagorean triple. I want to say 5, 12, 13 is the next one. But 3, 4, 5, you can... That is... it's called something like a native triple. Or... it's called something. When you can't divide it. But you can multiply a 3, 4, 5 triple. So it's also true to say 6, 8, 10 is a Pythagorean triple. So you just multiply each side of the triangle by 2. But I can't put 10 into this puzzle. That is not allowed. So that won't work. So if 5, 12, 13 is the next most sort of basic triple, I think that's right. I just don't know enough about maths to know whether that's right. I think it's right, though. I have no way of proving that. Do I? I don't think I do. But it's huge. It would be huge. So if it's legitimate for me to say that the only Pythagorean triple that you can make with Sudoku digits is 3, 4, 5. And sorry, and I know some people are probably watching this and thinking, what does he mean, a Pythagorean triple? What I mean is that if you have a right-angled triangle, the hypotenuse of that triangle, the sort of square of the hypotenuse, is equal to the squares of the sum of the other sides. Or you take one side, square it, and you add it to the other side squared, and you get the hypotenuse squared, if you see what I mean. So 3, if you had the two short sides being 3 and 4, and then the hypotenuse would be 5, that is a valid way that works with integers. 5, 12, 13 works with 13 being the hypotenuse. And you could take 3, 4, 5 and you could have a 6, 8, 10 hypotenuse. That would work. I don't think there are any. But let's assume that's the case. You can see immediately I'm going to be able to write digits in. Because where do you get the 3 from? It's going to have to be that. That's going to be the 4, because this is it's so beautiful to me. Basically, Dorlir has represented Pythagoras in the puzzle. Because you've got this being one of the short sides. So what's going to happen is that's 3, that's 4, that's 5. We've now got... Well, now that's not 3. This has got to be right, hasn't it? Oh. Wait, oh no, that's not a 1-2 pair. No, hang on. Hang on. They add up to 9. Yes, okay, so we've got to do 9, 16 and 25 using 3, 4, 5 and 3 other numbers. So, okay. Is it legitimate for me to assume that 3, 4, 5 is the only Pythagorean triple in Sudoku with Sudoku digits? I'm sort of 90... I'm almost certain. But what I don't have is a way of disproving myself there. I think I'm going to assume it's correct and work on that basis because it's so pretty. It must be right. It's the sort of thing Dorlir would do, is to basically embed in a puzzle the 3, 4, 5 triple. If it was the only Pythagorean triple you could make with Sudoku numbers, that would just appeal to somebody clever like Dorlir. No, so if that's right, and I can go 3, 4, 5, now I'm interested in how we actually solve this. So we've removed 3 as a possibility from this diamond. But this one, that domino adds up to 9. So it doesn't have 4 on it, because it would be a 4, 5 pair. So 4 in box 6 is in one of 2 places. This adds up to 25. So we almost know what those 2 rows add up to now. 25 plus 9 is 34 plus those digits. Okay, there is a 1 in this puzzle. That I can tell you. Because if there wasn't, this quadruple would get too big. Imagine there was no 1 in the puzzle. These squares would be an absolute minimum of 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2, 3, 4, 5 adds up to 14. And once we add those 2 digits in, well, especially if we couldn't use a 1, but even if we could use a 1, we wouldn't be able to keep this 6-cell segment down to 16. So there is a 1 up there. And there might be a 1 in there as well. And that would put a 1 here and a 4 here. So, but now we've got 4 of the digits. Do you have to have a 2 is a good question. And the answer to that question is yes, you do. You do have to have a 2. Because if you don't have a 2 on the 16 rectangle, how would we make this work? These would be a minimum of 1, 3, 4, 5. That's 13. These would be a minimum of 1 and 3, because they couldn't include a 2 if we're saying there's no 2 in the puzzle. And that's too many now. We've got 13 there plus 4. That's 17. 17 is more than 16. So there is, I don't know, I don't know that I know where the 2 goes. I just know that there must be a 2 on this rectangle. But now, so now I've got the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I've only got one other digit. Oh, is it going to be 6? It's going to be 6, isn't it? Because it would be funny. Oh, no, it's not 6 actually. It's not 6. I thought it would be 6 because I just thought it would be funny to present this as a mean mini and then have the digits turn out to be 1 to 6. But it's not 6 because you couldn't make this 9 arrow work. I'm saying 9 arrow, but you know what I mean. These have to add up to 9. And they couldn't be 3, 6, and they couldn't be 4, 5. So if the puzzle was only made up of the digits 1 to 6, this could never exist. So these digits are, I got it right. So these digits are either 1, 8 or 2, 7. And then whatever this digit is, the high digit, is going to be the 6th digit in the puzzle. So this can't be 4, because if this was 4, this would be a 7-9 pair, and then we've got too many digits, because the highest digit is 7 or 8. There's no 9 in this puzzle. So that is 2 or 3. Can we... Yeah, we can narrow the value down for those squares, sort of using there is a secret associated with this puzzle, but I don't know what the secret is. It's sort of an unknown secret, but we can almost know the secret. What do I mean by the secret? Well, the secret is normally something I share with only my favourite people, but normally when I share the secret, I know what the secret is before I share it, but the secret is sort of the sum of all the digits in a Sudoku. Normally, with a 9x9 Sudoku, that is 45. That is the triangular number for 9. But in this puzzle, it's not. In this puzzle, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which sum to 15, plus a 7 or an 8. So each row in this puzzle sums up to either 22 or 23. Yeah, okay, so we can... Now, 22... So let's say this row adds up to 22. Then those two rows add up to 44. But what did we say these added up to? 25 for that square number. 34. 34. And what did I say? Oh, I can't even remember now. I said 44, didn't I? Yeah, so these add up to 10. They add up to 10, so they have to have, in that situation anyway, where, so what I'm saying is, if the digit is 7 on this arrow, these add up to 44. This domino, the purple domino, adds up to 10, which is going to involve the 7, which will have to be here by Sudoku. So that it would go, oh, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work, I don't think. So let's just double check this. I'm just slightly surprised by that. Or maybe I'll check it the other way round and let's see if it works. If there's an 8 on this arrow, then 8 is the extra digit along with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each row adds up to 23, which means 46 is the total. 25, 30, 34, these add up to 12. So one of them has to be the 8, because you can't get 12 by using only 2 of the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The 8 would be here, this would be 4. And that does work. Yeah, okay, so I think that's how we do it. What we do is we say, okay, if we do have 2, 7 on here, then the secret for the puzzle becomes 22. 44 is the total here. These add up to 10. And that has to be 7 here by Sudoku. And there's going to be a 3 clash. That's really lovely, actually. That's really lovely. So this is 1, 8. This is 8 by Sudoku. That's 4, because the secret of this puzzle is now 23. This is 8. This is 1. This is 2 by Sudoku, which we can now do because we do know the full panoply of digits, don't we? This is going to be absolute... Oh, well, now... Oh, no. Well, now that's definitely not 6, because 6 is not in the puzzle. It's, in fact... By Sudoku, it's 4, believe it or not. Oh, look, this can't be 2 anymore. Because if this is 2, this arrow adds up to 4, and it would need to be a 1-3 pair, and it can't be. So that's 3, and these squares have to add up to 9, which means this is 4 or 8, and apparently that's possible, actually. Both of those are possible. This is 8. Oh, that's going to be weird. Ah, okay, let's look at this. Because this diamond has become, well, the arrow's worth 16. That's already 8 of the 16 used. So those squares have to add up to 8. Yeah, well, okay, the minimum value of those squares is 7. Because I can't use 3 in them. So this must be 1, 2, 4, and that must be a 1. And if that's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 4, that's an 8 by Sudoku. This is a 2 because it sees a 1, 4 pair, and these digits are 1, 2, and 4 to add up to the 7 that we're looking for. Right, now what does all that mean? That means this is 8, this is 5, this needs a 3 and a 1, which we can do. Oh, that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. This is something. Now, does Sudoku do it now? That's a 5 by Sudoku. This is a 2, 3 pair. 5, 5. That's a 5. This is a 4, 2 pair. That's a 2. That's a... Oh, it's just absolutely brilliant, this. It is absolutely brilliant. Okay, is that right? Yes. Wow, I loved that. That is absolutely brilliant. I've said that before, but it is. It's just a beautiful puzzle. It's made around an idea, and it's so cool. I don't know what else to say. The fact that it's square number, it's the sum of square numbers, and then it's Pythagoras, and then it just works, and you could just do it, and there's a new secret. Oh, that is a really special puzzle. Dorlir, take a bow. That's going to get a lot of love, I think, and deservedly so. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.